Oh, I've got a definite bite on that left-hand rod. Good evening and welcome to the Wild Waters Outdoors channel. Down on the beach again. We were talking about going somewhere else tonight, but having edited the video, yeah, do you want to get it on film? Yeah, do you want to get it on film? We were talking about going somewhere else tonight, but when I edited the films, I realised that actually tonight's tide is probably the best compilation of the two best tides of those 4 nights. So we've come back down to my local beach and we're going to give it a go there. I've got both my rods set up. I've got a definite bite on the left-hand rod, which is is braid and it's got worms on. And Neil, who has actually had quite a decent dogfish just now, he has also caught the world record smallest dogfish. I don't think I've ever seen one without an egg sac that big. Yeah. Yeah, it's tiny.
It's just attached to him about there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So it can't have long cast its egg sac, I would have thought. Let's just get this down pointing at you. Right, yeah, so.
I'm going to get him back.
But a beauty little baby dogfish.
Yeah.
Let's hope we're not going to get plagued with little baby dogfish like that all night.
Well, the rod went over.
Yeah, I saw that.
Went over. One of the rods was banging, but I thought it was this one. But
yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. I mean, the bait is as big as the bloody fish, isn't it? Was it actually hooked? Was it actually hooked, or was it just gorged on it? All right, okay. What size hook? About one.
I think it's just 2.0.
2.0. 2.0 and a tiny little fish like that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right, so back to my introduction. We are on the beach. We are fishing. We're back on the same beach as that last video I put out. Beautiful sunset coming. Again, let's turn this camera around so you can see that. So get the camera pointed at the sunset. There it is. Sunset on my rods. And tonight, apparently, all of the planets are aligned. So it looks like we're going to get clear sky tonight, which is a result. If we do, I'll try and do a star track again and see if we can't get all the planets lined up, or all the planets identified. Obviously you can't see all of them because you need a big telescope, but you'll certainly see Venus, Jupiter, Mars. Don't know what else you'll see. We'll have a look. See, I've got an app on my phone which tells me what I'm looking at. Oh, and that rod is rattling well. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to wind into that. Yes. Let's wind into that, see what it is. I've got my Pen Tidal Elite out of retirement. Lead's well setting. I adjust the wires on these leads so they grip better. So I basically bend them out a bit so they're a little bit more right angle to the weight, and then bend the tips over so that one, they grip in, but also when they break out, it helps streamline the wire coming across the sand or shingle or whatever. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Definitely makes a hell of a difference to the grip qualities of the lead. Don't know what this is. Felt like a fish on, but it could have come off. There are a lot of dingerlings around nowadays at this time of the year, so it could be a little rockling coming in a surf, or it could be the fickle fuckle fish. Now there is something on there. Don't like dragging my fish up the beach. I'll walk back up with it so you can see. I think it's a couple of rockling. Yeah, oh no, it's a pouting and a whiting. And strangely enough, the one bigger worm, which didn't have the gulp worm on, nothing's touched, but the gulp worm has been engorged. So I'll show you those on camera. Might keep these because they're nice bait size to flapper up and use as bait actually. Yeah, prime conger baits. There we go. Little whiting and a little pouting. Not the desired species, but certainly giving a good account of themselves on this braid. As I say, we'll keep those for bait. Yep, let's get tackled up and get that out. Splendid, 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 splendid. Right, well I've got a 3-hook clip down rig out with worm on, see if I can't pick something place or whatever. But so far I've had 1 pouting, 2 whiting and a dogfish on the worms. Bodes well, it means there's lots of fish out there, lots of activity. Let's hope that the fish that feed on that sort of food are following. What's going on? Come on this way a bit more.
Oh, can you see me?
That's it, you're on shot.
Okay.
It's a foul boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
I'm getting loads of little whiting and pouting and stuff like that, so
oh right.
they have a
Well,
chance
that's
to-
probably what they're in there for.
Yeah.
It's a good sign to get one in the light this early as well.
got a couple for bait.
Oh yeah. I've got squid and mackerel over there if you want it.
I've got squid, I've got blueies, I've got a whiting and a pouting to flap her up, whack out. Still a bit.
Right, this
off
will
to
get
one
the crack the beast out tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get that in the beast.
Yeah, it's going to go in the beast.
Woohoo! Right, go and catch his grandmother. There you go. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but let's rig up some baits because I've only got 1 bait out at the moment. I want to be able to put 2 out. Once the sun goes down, I'll bring this light rod in and swap over. Oh, I've got a bite on the light rod again. Left hand rod was going. 3 baits on there. It's a much livelier night than any of the nights on that four night session that we had. Better tide, wind direction is in the right direction, it's coming from the west. It's not cold, lovely, perfect night. I'm hoping we will see some fish tonight. I might just doom myself to not seeing anything decent, probably. But yeah, woohoo! Looking good. Touch wood, touch wood. I keep touching wood. I've got a piece of wood that I hang around my neck now to try and overturn my jinx, so I'm touching wood. Neil's got his beast fish bag. So the beast live bait thing. Do you want me to do it in the wellies? Oh, he's got his fish is going. And the fish is released and away. Right, good bit of kit. I've got some activity on my right hand rod, and my right hand rod's got a huge bait on it. We'll see the difference between braid and monofill, because obviously the braid on my left hand rod is registering everything. The monofill on the right hand rod has got a little quiver going on it. I'm going to start tackling out a second rod, get a third rig made up and ready to go, so that I've got a quick changeover, and I'll put the camera back on if anything happens in the meantime. Right, well, we've been fishing for a while. Nothing happening on these big baits. I'm just about to rig up the third rig so that I've got a quick changeover rig. Yeah, have a look at the flicks. Now, as I said earlier, the stars or the planets are aligned today. Unfortunately, it's getting a little bit hazy. I was going to put a star track out. I might do it, see if it brightens up. But in the meantime, let's have a look at the rods and see what's going on. I'll bait this rig up, and then once it's baited up, I'll bring one of the rods in, the one that's been out the longest, which is probably the one on the right. No, it's the one on the left that's been out the longest, actually. So we'll bring that in and check the bait, because there was some activity on it earlier on. So it might have been chewed at, or it might have a bed blocker on there, as we call it, a dogfish that's just hanging on the end, sucking on the bait and stopping anything else getting on there. So let's get on, let's get these baits, this rig baited up, and yeah. Right, just bringing these rods in to check the baits. Feels like there's a bit of weight on this, actually. Wouldn't be surprised if there's not a small dogfish on here. Neil's had a couple of dogfish while I've been gearing up. Let's have a look. I think if it was a dogfish, I think it just came off, but it might be that it's come in on a wave. They do have a habit of sucking onto these baits, yeah. I think there was a dogfish on there and it's come off. Let's get a fresh bait on this and get it out there. It's definitely been noshed at. Whack him out. Tide is coming in rapidly. Right, well, we're going to bring this other rod in now. That torch is a bit too bright, I think. Let's dial it down a bit. Oh, I can't see, I've got lights in front of my eyes now. Hopefully they're not flaring out the camera. This did have some activity on it earlier on. So we'll see if we've got a bed blocker on it. This has been out quite a long time, this bait. Something on there. I think it's not the lead, just hooking in. Whoa, I'm going to have to move soon. These waves are coming up to my feet. Yeah, it feels like there's something on here. Whether it was just another dogfish sucking on the bait, of course. We'll find out in a minute. Because it'll either come in and then drop the bait, or it will come off just as it gets in the back of the waves. Oh, it's hanging on. It is hanging on. See it coming slack in that wave. Keep it tight in the wave. Next wave. It's an eel, I think. Little conger, I think. We'll see in a minute. No, it's dogfish. It's a dogfish, it's a dogfish. So, another dogfish. I think we might be Dog City tonight. And I think that's been bed blocking for quite a while. Out. Right, I'm going to have to move up the beach now. The waves are getting quite close. So the way I do it is I have the rods mounted in the tripod. Basically, put the ratchets on, free the free spools up, and then just carry them back, and it will deploy line as you go. So let's do that. Put the ratchet on. And then, right, we're going to make ourselves a brew, and we're going to have something to eat because I'm actually quite hungry. So let's see how we go about doing that. I bought myself this little cheapo copy of a turbo burner, but you know, if you're going to get the premium one, they're over 100 quid. This was 40 quid. So and I tried it out the other night, and it worked fine. So we'll keep on going, see how it goes tonight. What I think I'll do is I will heat some water up, make myself a cup of tea, top the water up a bit, and then cook in the water. So I thought that perhaps you could make a cup of tea in the water you've used to boil your bag in, but it leaves a residue, so it's not particularly nice. So I don't know how much gas there is in this cylinder. There's still a bit sloshing around. Hopefully enough to make a brew. One thing you learn in the British Army, the importance of a brew. Fiddling around trying to get the stand in place. Quite important. You need it's fairly stable. That's it. Nearly there. It's only a small, very small gas bottle. This. I have got a huge gas bottle in the back of the truck. If there's not enough gas in here to do what I want it to do. God, that smells a bit of fish. I think I might need to push that out a bit. Bought plenty of water this time. I didn't bring very much water last time, and paid the price. So let's give that a little sloosh about. Oh, we're going to have fishy smelling tea. It might just be the outside that stinks of it from my fishy fingers. But let's get rid of that. Fair amount of water in there. I say. I was amazed at how quickly this little turbo burner heats up basically a pint of water. So as I say, we'll do more than we need for a cup of tea, because once I've made my cup of tea, I brought some mugs with me this time, which I didn't last time. We'll just top it up if necessary, so that we can do a boil in the bag in there. Right. Put a lid on it. Engage this in here. It locks in place quite nicely. I mean, it doesn't lock in place so much so that it would withstand being knocked over, but it just keeps it all in the right place. Little knob, turn the gas on, and the ignition. Woo, and away it goes. Woohoo! And as you can tell, that is hurtling away like a rocket engine. Get it nice and level. And we'll see how long that takes to get that boiling. Right, while we're doing that, let's get the cup out. Always good to have a thermal mug on the beach because it just means that your brew stays warm a bit longer. If you get a bite, oh, we've got a bite on that rod then. What do they say about a cup of tea and a piece of cake? Well, brewing a tea seems to have a desired effect as well. It had a drop back on that rod. Get a sweetener in there, and then I have to go and wind in the slack because I think it's dropped me back, and I don't want slack water in the waves. Turn that round and have a look at it. But that left-hand rod had a lunge down and then a drop back. Fair amount of slack line there. If that does anything. Could have just been a wave that crashed on top of the line, but should be up and out of the waves because I'm quite high up here on the beach. Well, nothing happening now as I go back to making my brew. Well, the kettle's boiling. It didn't take long at all. Actually, obviously there's no whistle on this, but oh, that's good rolling ball in there. So we'll pour this in the tea. It's good sized brew. Get some milk in there. Nice milky brew. I've left to make another one if I should want to. And there might be enough water in there as is to do my meal. So what we're going to have, I fancy, I've got a choice here. I've got chili con carne, or I've got a rajma masala. Ingredients: water, really, I think it's kind of a vegetarian curry with boiled rice. Let's go for the rajma masala and boiled rice. So plonk them in the boiling water. Yeah, that's more than enough water in there. Get them in without scalding myself, and get a lid on. Yeah, more than enough water in there. And see how that goes. Give it a bit, give it until it's rolling again, and then tuck in. I have got a spork, fork and a spoon combined. We'll use that to stir up my tea and get the best out of the tea bag. Put the tea bag in the rubbish, which is just there. Put that back in there. Make sure I've lined up the drinky hole, which I have, and cheers everyone. I reckon this is done. So let's turn off the gas. Find the knob to turn it off. So that's the gas turned off. Get the rice out. Rice is steaming well. Let's have a little dab in that to see what it's like. It's alright. Sadly, it definitely needs some curry in it though. I think it might be easier to actually tip the rice in with the curry rather than the other way around actually. That smells proper Indian. Proper Indian. I'm led to believe the Gurkhas have quite a lot of say in what goes in these ration packs, and so consequently the food is actually quite good. Proper good. Just give you a mouthful. So, mouthful of that. Oh, that is really good. Leave the camera on the rod tips for a bit while I'm eating my tea. Seriously slackline me. Gonna have to widen into that. Honest thought I'd lost a line. The line had gone. Woo! Something on here, I think. Whatever this, I don't want to lose it. Oh, just a dogfish. I don't know how they did that. It's a dogfish and an awful lot of fishing line. Totally tangled up. Weird. So, just a dogfish, but brought in somebody else's rig, big time. So we got a dogfish on there, but it was completely tangled up in another rig, and then somehow I think it must have washed into the back of the waves because it suddenly slacklined me big time. Getting back. Well, I just wound in my second rod, and it had a little whiting on the end of it. But look at the wound in the side of that little whiting. The big mouth-shaped bite. Chunk been taken out of that whiting. So there are predatory fish down there. I'm suspecting a conger eel's done that. Might as well keep them as bait. And strangely enough, this whiting was on a fillet of whiting. Now I would have said that whiting won't eat whiting, but clearly that's not true. So that little whiting had taken a fillet of whiting, and then something bigger had come along, taken hold of it, run with it, slacklined me, and then let it go. So we'll get this one baited up and get it out. First of all, I've got to sort my trousers out. The elastics have gone on my trousers and my trousers are falling down, which would create a comedy moment, if nothing else. Come up with some way of securing these trousers. I might have to take my coat off, do a bit of rethinking. So let's sort that out first. Well, I'm getting a lot of attention on this right hand rod, but of course I put the camera on now, it's probably killed it dead. Oh, left hand rod's flashing red as well. Right, turning the camera on has obviously done what it normally does. I'm going to turn the camera off now. See if that makes any difference. There you go, one little dogfish. Let's get him back. Be a nuisance to somebody else. So when I was preparing this whiting as bait, I found this in its mouth. So it's a parasite that basically, I think they eat the fish's tongue and then they latch on inside the mouth of the fish and basically steal their food. Horrible looking thing. Luckily we don't actually suffer with things like that. Let's turn it over, it's still alive. But yeah, to give my finger up against it to give you an idea of its size. It's quite a big thing. But yeah. So it's tough life being a fish, and that was in that fish's mouth. Perhaps I should put it on as bait and let it home in on a fish's mouth. Still moving. I will have a look online when we get in, and I'll put details of what it's called up on the screen. But yeah, not very nice. Not very nice at all. Will's just wound that in, and that's been well noshed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well noshed. And you reckon that's an eel? Spun it all up and everything, isn't it?
Definitely. I don't think the dogfish would do it that badly.
Yeah, well, you know, you never know, but I think it's probably...
Mackerel on there.
That was a whole mackerel, was it?
Yeah, so he's just obviously got it in his mouth, chomping away.
And well, they spin, yeah. All right, I think they're there. It's just a matter of time. Well, Neil is into something good. Want some help? Oh. Pardon?
My feet, mate.
I've got boots on, it's all right. That's a ray.
I don't know whether it's
a ray, isn't it?
eel or a ray.
No, it's a ray. It's a ray.
Is it?
Yeah. Nice one. Well done, that man.
Not a bad wingspan on him.
No, it's all right. Lovely. Some female, is it again?
Yeah, female, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Mate, you're getting a booty there.
No, I've got boots, it's all right.
Of course you don't half hit that.
Sorry?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's quite a nice fish.
Yeah.
That's quite a thick fish as well.
Yeah, no, looks it. Well done. So.
Typical, I just put me scales and that away. Always the way.
Oh well, keep fishing for a bit longer.
I don't know if you want to guess it or... It's quite heavy.
Oh yeah, it's got some weight to it.
Yeah, it's got some weight to it.
5 pounds?
Yeah, I'm going to go up and take a photo of it.
Yeah. Well done. Well, yeah.
Oh well, that's the way to finish it.
Yeah.
And also, over the top of the tide and down.
Yeah. Oh well. keep an eye on my rods, just in case there's big sisters out there. Well, I'm just winding these rods in to see if the baits are okay, and you know, to pack up. And I've had this bed blocker on the end of this rod, God knows how long he's been on there. So yeah, never mind. Let's get him off and then pack this rig away, I think, because I don't think there's going to be any bait on it. It's time to wind in. I think I've got a bed blocker on the end of this as well. I was getting a few knocks just now. We'll wind in, see if we've got a dogfish on there, and pack away. Fantastic night, lovely night, lots of stars in the sky, and for me, a dogfish fest. Neil, as usual, managed to pull one out of the hat right at the very end, as you saw, but for me, it's just dogfish. Don't know what's gone wrong in my fishing plans, but we'll keep on keeping on and see what we can do. Right, we're going to pack away now. Thanks very much for joining us. I'll leave the camera running when I wind this rod in, just in case there's something on there. I can see a set of doggy eyes coming up the beach. Oh, it's come off. It's unhooked itself. That's handy. Go down and release it, chuck him back in the water. That means he wasn't hooked, he was just hanging onto the bait. Go and return this thing to the briny hogging. Beautifully marked dogfish. Beautiful markings. Good night all. See you on the next one.